Hi, everybody.
Hello there.
Jerry.
And Linda and Gizmo.
We're the Village's Newcomers, and it's time once again for...
Send us your questions, we've got your answers. Jerry and Linda's Mailbag Monday.
Mondays come around fast, don't they?
I do.
We have a big list of questions for you today, so hang in there with us. But before we do, we're going to start with our regular feature, Shout Out. First birthday goes out to Alan. Mm-hmm. People are writing with birthdays. It reminds me when I was a kid. You remember?
T-Bar V.
T-Bar V down in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yes.
The T-Bar V Ranch Show.
Mm-hmm.
And they would have every week birthdays. And man, you just couldn't wait to hear your name on that birthday.
Oh, yes. The parents would call in and you couldn't wait to sit there in front of the TV and sing along and get so excited.
Brush your teeth each morning, get lots of sleep each night.
Mind your mom and daddy, because they know what is right.
That's all.
That's all.
That's all we'll do. It's a long song. But who's first?
Alan. He has a birthday.
Okay.
And it was is April coming up, and he'll be 65 years old. Ooh, Medicare age.
That was all really great, but Alan wrote us to tell us about his wife, Jane.
Oh.
Jane has a birthday. Happy birthday, Jane. She's going to be 65. You're getting into that Medicare business.
Yep.
Official senior citizen. You get all the discounts at 65, I think.
Yep.
Happy birthday, Jane. Michael writes in, and he wants us to wish a happy birthday to a fellow Hoosier. Her name's Rhonda, and Rhonda's going to be turning 64 on April 5. That's today.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Rhonda, fellow Hoosier. Fatima writes us that her husband, Steve, he's only 51. He's a kid.
Oh, he's a kid.
He still blows out his candles. She said his birthday is on April 6th, so happy birthday, Steve. Sandy writes that her 65th birthday was March 23rd. She's already 65.
Aww.
She's probably already had her first doctor's visit on Medicare.
Maybe so.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Sandy. Welcome to the club. Robert says he wants us to wish Linda Sullivan a happy birthday.
Yay, Linda.
She's 73 and her birthday is today. Happy birthday, Linda.
A few more people we'd like to recognize this week are our kind and generous viewers. Patrick and Olivia from La Quinta, California. We got a show.
How do you say that anyway?
La
Is it
Quinta?
La Quinta or is it La Quinta?
La Quinta.
La Quinta?
La Quinta.
She took Spanish.
La Quinta. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, anyway. But anyway, she stitched and embroidered this little gizmo poop bag. Isn't that adorable? Look at that. He's hanging on its leash, and there we go with his name on it. How cute is that?
Yeah, these things, you pull out a bag, it's about this long, and you put his little nuggets in there, and you carry them home. You see people carrying their poop bags all over the villages. And people that have dogs like Gizmo and poodles and Shih Tzus and, little bitty bags. Then you see people with Rottweilers and Great Danes, and they're carrying garbage bags full.
The Walmart
They're
bags.
like Santa Claus. They got them over their shoulder.
Oh, that's very convenient, though. Very sweet.
Yeah,
thank you,
thank you.
Olivia. And Tim and Raylyn also from Sonoma, California, sent us some nice Easter candy. Yum, yum. It was delicious.
We like candy.
Yeah, we.
Candy.
And Bob from Indiana, from our home state, from Greenwood, Indiana. We thank him very much for being generous, and he's getting ready to move here. And we have lots of cards. As you see behind us, I put some cards up. You guys are wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we probably forgot somebody. Please don't take it personal.
No.
We're a mess.
That's true.
Let's get right to our first question today. This is from Johnson Brown. What a name, Johnson.
I like that.
I like that name. Good name, Johnson. Says he's been watching and enjoying our videos, and his wife and he live in Texas. He wants to know about sinkholes. Do you have any information how prevalent that is? And we're going to move on to the next viewer as well because they have a similar question. Simon and Kim, they're avid viewers as well, and we appreciate that very much. They see reports of Florida being the sinkhole capital of the United States. Have you seen sinkholes in the villages or the surrounding areas? It's a good question, and it's one that I can sure understand why people want to know. Have you seen some sinkholes?
We saw one when we first moved here, and that was almost 3 years ago, and we have not seen anything.
How come we saw it?
Because I don't know why. Why?
Because we went looking for it.
Well, we did, but it's not around us, so that was a good thing.
We actually got on and we looked and we found there was a little hubbub a couple of years ago. 2 homeowners had homes damaged by sinkholes. They weren't the catastrophic sinkholes like you see on the news where whoosh,
The whole house.
swallowed. No, but it got into the corners of these houses and you could see real damage, cracking concrete blocks and things like that.
Yeah.
And they were still unoccupied when we went and saw them. But we had to look for them and scout them out and go find them. Now, once in a while, and I mean a great while, I've seen 2 times since I've been here, where a road had a depression.
Yes.
And they'll put some cones around it and repair it. And I heard about one other pond somewhere here that developed a leak and had to be fixed recently. Now, there are sinkholes, but are they a problem? We're knocking on wood.
Yes, we are.
We hope not. We haven't seen any personally other than the one that we sought out. They could happen anywhere. We lived in Indiana on that farm that we've told you about. We had 2 or 3 big old sinkholes in Indiana.
Well, there were a lot of, caves in Indiana. And so underground around that southern part of Indiana, there were sinkholes all around. So it wasn't uncommon for
In fact, a
farmers.
quick story.
Oh,
I'm driving my tractor with the bush hog. A bush hog is a big mower with 2 big sets of blades that whoop around. And I got into a sinkhole, and the tractor went in with me and actually flipped over. And I'm on the tractor.
yeah, it was
And
bad.
it pinned me in this sinkhole. And those bush hogs are still cutting. It's upside down. I was looking up at the sky down in the sinkhole, and gasoline was dripping on me. And I reached over and shut off the tractor, and I climbed out.
Luckily.
And I was basically okay. I couldn't hardly walk. I'd hurt my leg, but recovered quickly from that. And we had those sinkholes the whole time we moved there, and we actually filled them in, and they would reoccur.
We also we found a calf one time in a
Yeah, we had a cow that got into one time, and we had to get it out. But yeah, sinkholes can happen anywhere. They do happen in Florida. Are we bothered? Not yet. Jennifer wants to know if we had bought in a different village. I don't.
I don't either.
We drive around all the time. And we're going to talk about another question in a minute to kind of explain what we're talking about. But the neighborhoods are beautiful here. Now, it's a different feel. If you start in the north, the early homes, then you see some of the homes from the 1980s, the 1990s, the 2000s. Our home was built at the end of 2015. All these homes were. So they have a similar feel. We like it. We really like where we live. We're between 466A and Highway 44. And we like living here.
Right.
But as we drive around, we can see where people like wherever they live here. You get a feel for it. You get used to it. Sometimes it even speaks to you. I kind of felt that way here.
Yes.
We like it. We feel at home here. But no, we do not wish we had moved into a different neighborhood. And Jennifer also wants to know about the humidity. What do you think?
It is humid here. It's very humid in the summer. And your hair will suffer a little. There are days that I'm going, it's a little mess, and it kind of goes out. It depends on your shampoo, and you're just going to have to get some products to help you. But yeah, it's humid.
Well, she wanted to know about the pollen too. And the pollen, I remarked to her, we were looking at some homes from the street as we were driving the other day, and you could actually see the sheen from pollen, springtime pollen, on the bird cage. That's what we call the screen around a pool. And so pollen, there is pollen here. My allergies are better here than they were in Indiana.
Yes.
I do much better here than I did up there, but there's pollen everywhere.
That's true.
And it's not a big problem here. But we do have our house power washed once a year. And by power wash, we don't use the high pressure Just
No.
a nice gentle power wash to kind of
Yeah.
get the crud and the bugs and
Yeah.
anything that's gotten on there. So thanks for your question, Jennifer. Here's one from Reggie. Do we have an opinion whether to go through an MLS agent or to go through a Villages agent when you're buying a home? That's a great question, Reggie. One we never really even thought of when we moved here.
No, we didn't.
We didn't realize that there are two distinct ways to buy a home. There are a whole set of homes, and we're going to dedicate a whole show to this, by the way. But there are a whole set of homes that are listed by the Villages. And all of the new homes are properties of the Villages. But there are another large subset of homes that are listed by the multiple list service, realtors. I don't know which ones to mention. You know what real estate companies there are.
Right.
And they are the ones that can sell those homes. So the Villages realtors can only sell the Villages homes. The MLS realtors, they sell and list their homes. So if you really want to see all the homes here, you're going to have one of each when you're buying a home. We were comfortable with our agent from the Villages. We found the house we wanted on the Villages website, but we never looked at any others.
I felt comfortable with that, our realtor, because he really knew about the Villages and knew about the area, and he knew about their homes and the different styles of homes. So I felt like he was very knowledgeable about that.
Right, and I assume all real estate agents that live and work here are knowledgeable about this area.
Yeah.
But, just our opinion. The Villages did a good job for us. I'm sure that the MLS service people do a good job. If you want to see all the homes, you have to have both. Eddie writes, Jerry, you said you had a woodworking shop back home in Indiana. Did you bring it to the Villages with you? The answer to that is no. I sold all my equipment. I had a lot of equipment. My woodworking shop was my pride and joy. I mean, I had everything. And left it all back in Indiana. Don't regret it one bit. He asks, do people have woodworking shops or do car projects or motorcycle projects in their garages? The answer to that would be yes. I mean, I haven't seen any real grease monkeys here, that have the full service garages.
The
in there.
racks and
Yeah,
stuff.
there are racks and a place where they dump the oil and all that. No, you're not going to see that, but plenty of car enthusiasts here that
Yes.
work on and remodel and work on cars. As far as wood shops in the garages here, you have to be sensitive about the noise. You use a planer or a joiner or even some sanders or dust collection systems are going to make a lot of noise, so you'd have to be sensitive.
Right.
But there are no rules about not having fun in your own garage.
This question is from Ivan and Kim, and they want to know if we regret not purchasing a home with a pool. Kinda. We like homes with pools. We've enjoyed the pools in our community, but it's also nice to have your own pool where you can just go out and not have to get in your cart and go someplace and swim after hours, after 6:30 or after dusk if you want to. So we're kind of thinking about that a little bit more. But our house is fine the way it is.
Pool homes are cool. We've got friends with pool homes. It's not really only the pool, it's the whole ambiance around the pool. It's being able to sit out in your chaise lounge and read a book or listen to some music or catch some rays. And it's kind of nice to do that in your own bird cage by your own pool.
Yeah.
But it also adds a whole big set of expenses.
Yes, it does.
You got to pay for the pool. They run about $100,000 here, give or take. They need to be insured more. You've got to have pool maintenance. You can do it yourself or you can hire it out. It costs at least $120 a month to service a pool.
And not to count the electricity to heat it.
You got to heat it, and the tax is going to go up on your house if you have a pool. It's going to bring value. You're going to pay more taxes, more insurance, more utilities. You're trading that for that lifestyle of sitting by that pool.
Yeah.
So you have to decide if it's for you or not. We didn't want a house with a pool when we moved here, but COVID kind of changes that a little. We were locked in. She likes the pool. Like I've told you before, I'm sort of an albino. I get sunburned really bad. Plus, I scare the children.
White skin on your tummy.
So anyway, that's something for you to think about. But no, we don't really regret not buying one, but we're envious a little bit. Here's another Linda. She's asking a question. In the villages, where can you build a custom home using your own home plans? We don't know of anywhere. You know, like, and we always tell you, we don't have all the answers. We could be wrong. Get a second opinion or a third. Find out for yourself.
Well, we do know a couple that built in the new section that went to the home design center and helped design their home, and you can choose bits and pieces. And he said he had used parts of 3 different homes. I like this part, I like this part, and I like that part, and combined it. So there is a way to do a little bit more custom building.
Yeah, but you have to use their builders,
Right.
and you have to start with their home plan. Like if you look at the homes in the villages, you can always figure out what kind of home it is. Is it a gardenia? Is it a begonia? Is it an aspen?
Right.
Is it a Bridgeport? Is it a lily? Is it an iris? Those are the plans you start with. Then you can make one room bigger. You can make one room smaller. You can stretch it this way or stretch it that way. But can you come in with your own custom plan and say, build this house on this lot? I don't think so. Barbara wants to know if the villages have regular nursing homes or memory care when residents might need it. There are nursing homes in and around the villages.
Right.
There are some beautiful nursing homes here. And I've seen signs for places that say memory care.
Memory care and assisted living. Sure.
So yes, they're here, and this aging population, you know, some people do go back where they came from when they get old, but a lot of people don't. So it's here. You just have to find it. Darren says his wife loves to dance, and he's hoping that dancing and nightly music might be a regular part of their lifestyle when they get here. Can we tell him if all the town squares have the same type of music?
There's music every night of the year. Unless there's terrible storms or something like that, they will cancel. But you can go to any of the squares, but you're going to find different music, different bands. There's country music, there's a little bit more rock, there's, what else, Jerry? I don't know. Jazz. There's all kinds of bands. So you'll be able to dance your way in any square.
Everybody has a favorite.
Yeah.
You know, big ones here would be the Hooligans. They are huge here.
Rocky and the Rollers.
Rocky and the Rollers.
Johnny Wild.
Wild and the Delights.
Yes.
Southbound. I mean, there are just a whole bunch. Every night,
Yeah.
there are 3 squares right now, and I think there's going to be something come along down south, and there will be entertainment probably every night at all 4. And you can pick and choose, and they have groupies.
Oh, sure do.
Some of the groups, boy, when the Spasmatics are here, you'll see a whole gaggle of people that dress up and flock to their performances, and they are fantastic.
You can even go to the country clubs and have dinner,
That's
and then
right.
there's dancing too, and live music there too.
Yeah, at almost all the country clubs, sometime or other, they will have live music. You can go get an appetizer or a drink and sit out and listen to music. This kind of relates, this next question, to one we had just a little bit ago. It's from Tom and Kathy, and they want to know block and stucco versus frame and siding. And that's just a personal issue. The reason I said it relates to an earlier question about earthquakes. When we went to Spanish Springs area to see the 2 homes that had cracks, they were block and stucco. And they're very rigid built homes, and they'll withstand high winds and hurricane and etc. But earthquakes and tight jointed brick or stucco and block, they didn't fare too well. I think that the frame might fare a little better under that circumstance.
Maybe so.
We like the block and stucco. If we were buying a new home, we would not even consider a siding home, but it's just a matter of personal taste. They meet all the standards.
Yeah.
But here you're going to find probably overall 50-50, I guess, block and stucco and siding homes. But your upscale homes, more often than not, are the block and stucco.
This is from Karen, Cookie, and Jim. They want to know, are you allowed to have solar panels on your roof? might get some more free electric and because of that. I don't know too much about that.
You can see when you drive down the road, lots of homes have these black
Yeah,
strips,
panels.
looks like panels or fabric on their roof. Those are solar collectors that heat their pools usually. Now back in Indiana, I remember especially back in the 1980s, they had a push for these big, rigid, heavy solar panels to soak up sun. And you don't see those often here at all. One reason is the electricity is less expensive down here. We're paying a third here of what we paid in Indiana. So a big expense of buying solar panels would take a long time to pay back. So I think that's why we're not seeing them down here. And I hope that continues. I hope that low electric bill continues for a long, long time and we don't see all the solar panels. Jeff and Kathy want to know, does the mail center require you to pick up your mail on a daily basis?
That's a good question.
It's a good question, but the answer is no. I mean,
No.
we've let it go days and days before we pick it up.
Yeah.
Our mailbox is about this big. It's a square, a little rectangle about this big, and
About that long.
about that long. And the
Inside.
mailman goes inside, and what a job. Oh my gosh, they do a great job.
Yes.
They get people's mail, and it'll have a street address on the mail, but they have to figure out which box that street address goes into and put it in the right one. And just this week, there was a question, I don't know if you saw it or not, but it basically said the mail is sometimes the mail is so big it'll go in your box, but it won't come out the other side. So when you go unlock it, you can't pull it out. The box has a lip on it.
Yes.
So
You have to.
you have to destroy what you get to squeeze it and pull it through, which I've done a couple of times.
We have.
Or push it back the other way and hope to maneuver it around. But
Right.
yeah, you have to collect it when the box gets full. Nobody's going to make you collect it. But,
No, we've gone 3 or 4 days without it, but they do have stop mail. You'll just tell them you're going to be on vacation and they'll stop it and then they'll notify you or when it's time to get it.
and the mail person here is so nice. They will bring it to your home
Yes,
sometimes.
yeah,
If you got something too big, or I'll bet if your box filled up, I'll bet they would bring it to your home.
maybe so.
Yeah. Marlene writes a very tough question, and one we'll get to in a future show. She just wants to know about the health care. What are your overall thoughts about the healthcare system as it relates to your experience? Some of you know the year after we got here, Linda had a stroke, and then she found out that a heart problem had caused that, and so she had heart surgery. And we have to say that we had tremendous care. You can read next door, talk to the villages, and you're going to see the complainers. Boy, they come out and they are bashing healthcare here. But I think that most people that have good experiences like we do don't write into the newspaper and say that. So our experiences have been good. If we had any problem at all, it was with our insurance, making sure that the insurance we had when we moved here still meshed with the doctors and providers that were here, and they did not.
Right.
So we had Humana, and the particular plan that we had did not have any in-network hospitals within 20 miles of here.
Right.
So we had to go further out. But the health care we've received has been very good, and we are very happy with our doctors. Is that going to do it?
I think that's the end of our questions today.
Well, that's the end of our questions on
Mailbag Monday.
We're so glad that you joined us today and every day that you come and see our videos, whether it's a Mailbag Monday or a trip to the RC car park or the dog park or whatever it is. We really appreciate you coming along with us, and we hope that you'll continue to do so.
And please press the like and subscribe button. We sure do appreciate all of you. Until next time.
See you when you get here.